everyone, welcome to online class of Electrical Machines 1 subject. This is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in Triple Department. Today I am starting Unit 5. Unit 5 consists of transformers. So we are going to see the operating principle, construction, operation of single phase transformer, equivalent circuit, phasor diagram, voltage regulation, losses and efficiency, OC and SC test, polarity test, back-to-back test, separation of hysteresis and eddy current losses. So this was all about single phase transformer. Then we will see three phase transformer, its construction, types of connection, their comparative features, parallel operation of single phase and three phase transformers. Then auto transformer. Auto transformers construction, operating principle, applications and comparison with two winding transformer. Scott connection, three phase to six phase conversion, tap changing transformers, no load and on load tap changing transformers, and three winding transformers. So this is all the topics which we are going to cover in 5th unit. So let us start today's class and let us see the contents of today's class. So first I will be telling what is a transformer, the construction of transformer and working principle of transformer. Okay, these 3 points I will be covering in today's class. So when we see the construction of transformer, there are various parts of a transformer which we are going to see in detail. That is transformer core, windings, transformer tank and insulating oil, oil conservator, breather, cooling tubes, Buchholz relay, explosion vent. So let us start with the what is a transformer. So students, what is a transformer? So have you heard about transformer any time? Have you seen a transformer nearby your places where you stay, or nearby your schools or colleges where you have studied? Okay, what is a transformer? Transformer is a machine which is used to increase and decrease the value of voltage. So the voltage level can be increased and decreased with the help of a transformer. So why we have to increase and decrease the value of voltage? Okay, depending on our application. Now in a power system, basically there are 4 stages: generation, transmission, distribution and utilization. So when the voltage is generated at the generating station, that voltage has to be transmitted at a higher level due to economical reasons. Okay, so it will be less costly if we are going for a increased transmitting of increased voltage. Okay, so transmission of voltage, higher voltage we are doing it, and then for distribution purpose decreasing the value of voltage from very high value to the low value. Then it will be utilized in it can be either in single phase voltage or three phase voltage. So transformer are basically used for increasing and decreasing the value of voltages. So transformer is a static piece of apparatus by means of which electrical power can be transferred from one circuit to another circuit without changing the frequency. So frequency will be same here, but we are transferring the electrical power. We can say it as voltage also or power. Okay, so we are transferring the electrical power from one circuit to another circuit, and this frequency will be same. So transformer can increase or decrease the value of voltage, but with a corresponding increase or decrease in the value of current. So it is a static device. Transformer is a static device in its construction, and principle behind the working of a transformer is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So the electrical transfer is happening based on mutual induction between two circuits which are linked by a common magnetic flux. So this is the diagram in which we can see a transformer and having laminated core, and there are two windings, primary and secondary windings, and this is the flux. Dotted lines is showing the flux. So what we are telling, it is a static device. There are no rotating parts in a transformer. It is a static device, and it will transfer electrical power from one circuit to another circuit without changing the frequency. So transformer is having two inductive coils which are electrically separated from each other but magnetically linked through a path of low reluctance. So transformers will vary in sizes and ranges. The range of the transformer can be a small transformer which is used in communication system to a giant transformer which are used in high voltage transmission system. The output voltage of a transformer can be increased or decreased with a proportional change in the current ratings. When the output of the transformer is higher than the input voltage, then it is called as step-up transformer. When the output of the voltage is lower than the input voltage, then it is called as step-down transformer. So the transformer is a static machine which is transferring electrical power from one circuit to another circuit without changing the frequency. Transformer can increase or decrease the value of voltage with a corresponding increase and decrease in the current. Now if you see the diagram here, so here if one coil is connected to a source of alternating voltage, like if I say this as a primary winding and this as a secondary winding, if the primary winding is connected to a source of alternating voltage, then alternating flux will be set up in the laminated core and most of this will be linked with the other coil in which it will produce mutually induced EMF, and this is according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, where the value of EMF can be given as E is equal to minus N d phi by dt, and if the second coil circuit is closed, current will flow in it and so electrical energy will be transferred entirely magnetically from one coil to the second coil. So the first coil in which electrical energy is fed from AC supply mains is called as primary winding, and other winding in which energy is drawn out is called as secondary. So what is a transformer? Transformer is a device which will transfer electric power from one circuit to other, and it does so without change in frequency. It will accomplish this by electromagnetic induction, and where the two electric circuits are in mutual inductive influence of each other. So whenever we are applying alternating voltage to the primary winding, alternating flux is set up in the core, and this alternating flux will link both the windings and it will induce EMFs E1 and E2 in primary and secondary winding respectively. And according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, EMF which is generated in primary winding is given as E1 is minus N1 d phi by dt, and E2 will be equal to minus N2 d phi by dt. E1 and E2 will depend upon number of turns on secondary and primary windings. If N2 is greater than N1, then E2 is greater than E1, or V2 is greater than V1, then it is step-up transformer. If N2 is less than N1, E2 is less than E1, or V2 is less than V1, it is step-down transformer. So whenever we are connecting a load across secondary winding, secondary EMF E2 will cause a current I2 to flow through the load. Such a transformer enables us to transfer AC power from one circuit to another circuit without changing the voltage level. So the coils, primary and secondary windings, these two coils are inductive in nature and they are insulated from each other as well as from the steel core. So transformer may also consist of a container for winding and core assembly, and suitable bushings to take the terminals, oil conservator to provide oil in the transformer tank for cooling purposes, etc. So construction of a transformer basically consists of we are considering two main parts, that is winding and core. Okay, there are other parts as well. So we are going to see in detail about each part of the transformer. So construction and working principle of transformer is very simple for small sized transformer. It will consist of core and primary and secondary winding. So small transformer will consist of transformer core, primary and secondary windings. Now for a high range of power transformer, core and windings are placed in the transformer tank with additional accessories. So this is the diagram showing the basic construction of a transformer. In all types of transformers, core will be constructed by assembling laminated sheets of steel with minimum air gap between them, and the steel used is having high silicon content and sometimes heat treated to provide high permeability and low hysteresis losses. So here we can see oil conservator, breather, bushings, terminals. So these are all the extra accessories which are provided for a transformer of high rating. For small, as in the case of a small transformers, we need to know that there are two main parts, that is winding and core. Winding also two types, primary and secondary. But for a transformer having higher rating, additional accessories are provided. So laminated sheets of steel will be used to reduce eddy current losses. So the EIL. So these are the basic various shapes of a sheets core of a transformer. That is, it can be in the form of E, I or L, okay, and this is the assembling, how they will be assembled. The sheets will be cut in the shape as E, I and L, and to avoid high reluctance at joints, laminations will be stacked by alternating the sides of joint. That is, if joints of first sheet assembly are at front face, joints of following assembly will be kept at the back face. So let us see each component of a transformer in detail. So there are windings, core, insulating oil, transformer tank, oil conservator, breather, cooling tubes, buckwald relay and explosion vent. Let us start with the first one, transformer core. Transformer core is mainly used for two purposes. So first one is it will provide mechanical support for the entire transformer, and second is it will provide a path for the flow of magnetic flux. Okay, transformer core is providing mechanical support as well as it is providing a path for the flow of magnetic flux. And the transformer core is built up of soft iron or silicon steel laminations to provide a low reluctance path to the magnetic flux. See why the reluctance path has to be low, because if less reluctance is less, then magnetic flux will be more. The steel which is used, it should have high silicon content and it will be treated with heat to have better permeability and low hysteresis losses. Laminations will be insulated from each other by a coat of varnish or by an oxide layer. So why we are laminating the core? The core is laminated to reduce the eddy current losses, and to reduce the hysteresis losses, we are using a material of high silicon content. So thickness of the laminations will vary from 0.35 mm to 0.5 mm. So laminations in the form of strips called as stampings will be joined together and they will be pivoted to avoid any air gaps between the core. Various types of stampings are E-shaped, I-shaped, L-shaped, U-shaped, and which are used for the construction of a transformer. So as if there when we see the core types of windings based on core, so there are two types, core type and shell type. Transformer has two windings, primary and secondary winding. Primary is the winding which is connected to the power supply, and secondary is the winding which is connected to the load. Winding connected to high voltage circuit is called high voltage winding, HV, and the winding connected to the low voltage circuit is called as low voltage winding, LV. So windings will be wound over the core depending on the type of core used. In core type transformer, windings will be wound around the two legs of the core. In shell type transformer, windings will be wound on the central leg of the three-leg transformer core. Windings are made up of solid or stranded copper. Proper insulation is given to the windings to prevent it from short circuiting. For huge power transformers, cloth or paper insulation is provided. Varnish coating will be used as insulation for small range transformers. The transformer core and winding arrangement will be immersed in a tank which is containing a insulating oil. The tank will give protection to the core and the windings. Cooling tubes will be welded with the tank for cooling purposes, and insulating oil will act as an insulation medium for core and the windings, and it can be also used for absorbing the heat in the windings and the core. Okay. So inside the transformer core and the transformer winding arrangement will be immersed in a tank which is consisting of oil. So the tank is giving the protection to the core and the windings, and cooling tubes will be welded with the tank for cooling purpose. So why cooling is required? First one is that why oil is used here. First one is that oil will act as a insulation medium for core and windings. Second is that for absorbing the heat which is produced inside the windings and the core, the oil will be used. Oil conservator. The transformer tank is connected through a pipe to a small tank called as conservator. Conservator will be designed to act as a reservoir for the transformer oil. So increase in temperature will cause the oil in the transformer to expand. Conservator will provide space for this expansion of the oil. What is the main function of a oil conservator? The function is to keep the transformer tank completely filled with oil at all conditions. So conservator will have a reserves of the transformer oil. So whenever the oil is required in the inside the tank, the conservator will provide it. Breather. Breather is a part of large size transformer. During the change in temperature inside the tank, oil will expand and contract. For example, when the temperature goes down, it will make the oil to contract. So atmospheric air will get absorbed inside the transformer tank, and this process is similar to breathing in human beings and so called as a breather. So whenever the temperature is going down, the breather will make the oil to contract. So breather consists of silica gel which will prevent any atmospheric moisture from entering the tank from the outside world. All the moisture will get absorbed by the silica gel. Cooling tubes. The heat is produced in the windings and core due to copper loss in the conductors, hysteresis and eddy current loss in the transformer core, and this heat has to be dissipated to operate the transformer more efficiently. Cooling tubes are used to remove the heat from the transformer oil and tank. Through this cooling tube, coolants in the form of oil or air will be passed inside the transformer. Cooling method may be natural or forced cooling, which depends on the size of the transformer. Buchholz relay. Buchholz relay is a device which is used to protect the transformer from faults which are occurring inside the tank. It is a gas and oil actuated relay, and this is placed between the transformer tank and the conservator. Whenever a fault like a failure of insulation or damage to the core is taking place, it will result in the production of excess heat. So this heat will decompose the oil and it will produce bubbles. And bubbles will flow in the upward direction towards the conservator and they'll get collected in the relay. Production of these bubbles depend on the intensity of faults. Bubble which is produced here will activate the relay and give an alarm signal indicating that there was a fault inside the tank. So this will enable the operating person to disconnect the supply to the transformers. So in this way, the Buchholz relay is acting like a protective device to the transformer. Explosion vent. Transformer has an explosion vent to prevent any damage to the transformer tank caused by the excessive pressure generated inside the transformer. If an explosion occurs in a transformer due to internal fault, then the blast of the explosion will be allowed to escape through the explosion vent rather than causing the transformer's tank to explode. So let us see what are the various types of transformer as per phase, as per core, as per cooling system. So as per phase, single phase, three phase, as per core type, shell type, as per cooling system, self cooled, air cooled, oil cooled. Okay. So on the basis of construction, they are classified as core type, shell type. On the basis of their purpose, step up, step down. Step up transformer is one voltage in which voltage increases with a subsequent decrease in current at secondary. Step down transformer is one in which voltage decreases with subsequent increase in current at the secondary. Then on the basis of type of supply, they are classified as single phase and three phase transformers. Then on the basis of their use, they are classified as power transformer, distribution transformer, instrument transformer. Power transformers are used in transmission network and they are having a high rating. Distribution transformers are used in distribution network, comparatively lower rating than that of power transformers. Instrument transformers are used in relay and protection purpose in different instruments in industries. They are of two types, current transformer and potential transformer. Usually we denote current transformer by CT, potential transformer by PT. So on the basis of cooling, three types of transformers are there: oil filled self cooled type and oil filled water cooled type, air blast type or air cooled type. So let us see uh, core type and shell type of transformer that is based on construction. So there are two basic parts of a transformer, that is magnetic core and windings or coils. So core of the transformer is either square or rectangular in shape, and it is further divided into two parts. Vertical portion on which coils are wound is called as limb, and the top and bottom horizontal portion is called as yoke. So core is made up of laminations, and because of laminated type of construction, eddy current losses will get minimized, and generally high grade silicon steel laminations, that is having thickness of 0.3 to 0.5 mm are used, and these laminations are insulated from each other by using insulation like varnish. All laminations will be varnished, and laminations are overlapped so that to avoid the air gap at the joints. So L-shaped or I-shaped laminations will be used. So cross section of the limbs will depend upon the type of coil to be used, either circular or rectangular. So there are two types of windings. First one is cylindrical concentric coils, so which is shown here in this figure. So this is cylindrical concentric coils, and second type is sandwich coil, which is used for shell type. Now we are talking about core type transformer. So this is called as cylindrical concentric coils, and coils used are wound on the limbs, and here they are insulated from each other. In basic transformer, two windings are wound on different limbs, that is primary on one limb while secondary on other limb, but due to this leakage flux increases, which will affect the transformer performance badly. Similarly, it is necessary that windings should be very closer to each other to have high mutual inductance, and to achieve this, two windings will be split into number of coils, and they are wound adjacent to each other on the same limb. So a common arrangement is cylindrical concentric coils, as it is shown in this figure, second figure. So here in the figure, HV is representing high voltage, LV is representing low voltage, and both the windings are on same limb. They are wounded to avoid leakage flux. So cylindrical coils are used in the core type transformers. So this is a core type transformer here. And these coils are mechanically strong, and they are wound in the helical layers. So different layers are insulated from each other by paper, or cloth. The low voltage winding is placed near the core from the ease of insulating it from the core, and high voltage winding is placed after it. Other type of winding which is used is sandwich coils, as shown in the second figure here. So each high voltage portion will lie between the two low voltage portion and sandwiching the high voltage portion. Such subdivision of windings into small portions will reduce the leakage flux. Higher the degree of subdivision, smaller is the reactance. Sandwich coil will be as shown in the second figure. And top and bottom of the coils are low voltage coil. All the portions are insulated from each other by paper. Let us see the core type. Core type has a single magnetic circuit. Core is rectangular, having two limbs. Okay. So the horizontal part is yoke and vertical part is core here. So it is a core type transformer, has a single magnetic circuit. Core is rectangular, having two limbs. Winding will encircle the core. Coils used are of cylindrical type. So these coils are wound in helical layers with different layers insulated from each other. By paper. So both the coils will be placed on both the limbs. So low voltage coil is placed inside near the core, while high voltage coil surrounds the low voltage coil. Core is made up of large number of thin laminations. As the windings are uniformly distributed over the two limbs, natural cooling is more effective. Coils can be easily removed by removing the laminations of the top yoke for maintenance. So the A figure is showing the schematic representation of the core type, and this figure is showing the view of actual construction of the core type of transformer. LV is low voltage, HV is high voltage here. LV insulation and HV insulation, LV winding and HV winding. So in core type transformer, windings are cylindrical former wound. mounted on the core limbs, and the cylindrical coils have different layers, and each layer is insulated from each other. Material like paper, cloth, or mica can be used for insulation. Low voltage windings will be placed nearer to the core as they are easier to insulate. Now let us see shell type transformer. Shell type transformer has a double magnetic circuit. Core has 3 limbs. Both the windings are placed on the central limb. Core encircles most part of the windings, and coils are used of multi-layer disc type or sandwich coils. So each high voltage coil will be in between 2 low voltage coils, and low voltage coils are nearest to the top and bottom of the yoke. So core is laminated, and while arranging the lamination of the core, care is taken that all the joints at alternate layers are staggered, and this can be done to avoid narrow air gap at the joint right through the cross section of the core. So such joints are overlapped or imbricated joints. Generally for high voltages transformers, shell type construction is preferred. So windings are surrounded by the core, so natural cooling does not exist. For removing any winding or maintenance, large number of laminations are required to be removed. So these the shell type transformers are former wound and wounded on layers stacked with the insulation between them. So a shell type transformer can have simple rectangular form, or it may have a distributed form. Let us see the working principle of a transformer. Transformer has a core and 2 mutually inductive coil in its construction, and working principle of the transformer is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So whenever a primary is connected to the AC supply, current starts to flow through the primary winding. Since this winding is linked to the magnetic core, current through the primary winding will produce an alternating flux in the core, and the flux is alternating in nature, and it is linked with the secondary winding also. So mutually induced EMF will be induced in the secondary winding. So when a load is connected to the secondary winding, current starts to flow in the secondary winding also. So energy is transferred from primary to the secondary winding by means of electromagnetic induction, and this transfer is achieved without the change in the frequency. Flux phi, which is produced in the iron core, links not only with the secondary winding but also with the primary winding, and it will produce a self-induced EMF in the primary winding itself. So this induced EMF will oppose the applied voltage as per Lenz's law, and so this EMF sometimes called as back EMF. Thank you everyone. So in today's class we have seen the what is a transformer, what is its operating principle, what is the construction of a transformer, what are the various parts of a transformer we have seen. So what is a transformer? Transformer is a static piece of apparatus by means of which electrical power is transferred from one circuit to another circuit without changing the frequency. And transformer operating principle is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, that is whenever alternating voltage is applied to the primary winding of a transformer, EMF is getting induced in the primary as well as secondary, because whenever there is a change in flux linking with the coil, EMF is induced. So when we are applying alternating voltage to the primary winding, alternating current will flow in the primary winding, alternating flux is set up in the primary winding. Because these two windings are electrically separated and magnetically connected to each other, so same flux is flowing through the secondary winding also. So EMF which is getting induced in the primary is called as self-induced EMF, and EMF will now get induced in the secondary winding also, because the flux is getting linked with the secondary coil also. So this EMF is called as mutually induced EMF. So this is self-induced EMF, even E2 is the mutually induced EMF, and when we are applying the load to the secondary side, secondary current will be flowing in this. I1 is the primary current, V1 is the applied voltage, E1 is the EMF induced in the primary, E2 is the EMF induced in the secondary, I2 is the current flowing in the secondary when load is applied. Okay, this is primary winding to which AC supply is given, and this is the secondary winding to which load is applied. And other than primary and secondary winding, there is a core which is laminated. Okay, So basically two types, construction wise there are two main parts of a transformer. One is winding and second one is core. But this can be used for only small types of transformer, whereas for larger transformer extra accessories is also there. Okay. So various components of a transformer are core, windings, insulating oil, transformer tank, oil conservator, breather, cooling tubes, buckles relay, explosion vent. Okay, so all these things we have seen in detail, and we have seen the core type, shell type in detail. Okay, and we have also seen the operating principle of transformer. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Give your attendance in comment section.